Want a delicious strawberry shake that's actually good for you? I'll show you how on Vegetarian Cooking for Carnivores. Welcome to Vegetarian Cooking for Carnivores, a meat lover's guide to fabulous vegetarian cooking. I'm Bonnie Antonini. If you didn't know better, you'd think this yogurt shake was actually a dessert, but everything in it is healthy. Just fruit, yogurt, juice, and ice, no sugar added. I started making yogurt shakes because I wanted my kids to eat the yogurt that I was making, plus I wanted them to have more fruit in their diet. So I figured I'd just mix it all together, add ice, and make a milkshake. Only healthy. The equipment you'll need for this recipe is just a blender. However, that being said, the less expensive brands of blenders don't really have the power to grind the ice evenly enough that you don't get the odd ice chunk. So if you want to avoid ice chunks, you might want to think about breaking down the ice ahead of time. You can use a hammer and a plastic bag, or you could get an ice crusher, either a hand crank or electric one. I used this Oster brand of ice crusher for years before my husband fell prey to a fast-talking salesman at the state fair and bought this super blender with a motor that sounds like a jet engine. I was not happy at the time about the expense, but I have to admit that after all these years, it's more than paid for itself in terms of convenience. Well done, honey. Now, this is not a precise recipe, and you're more than welcome to change the fruit and the juice to suit your own taste. Don't bother writing down the recipe now. As usual, I'll have it printed at the end of the video where you can push pause and copy it then. For now, just watch and listen. This recipe makes about 24 ounces of yogurt shake. I don't really like to say how many serving sizes it is because it all depends on how big your serving sizes are. But when it's just my husband and myself, this is the amount that I make. Now, hopefully you've made your own yogurt, but if you haven't, you're going to have to buy plain yogurt from the store, and make sure it's plain and not vanilla or fruited. You'll need 2/3 cup of plain yogurt, and we put that in the blender, 1/3 cup orange juice, 1/4 cup pomegranate blueberry juice, 8 strawberries and 2/3 cup blueberries, 1 banana. And bananas are crucial to these shakes. Unless you have an allergy or a severe dislike to the flavor, be sure you include at least 1 in the batch. There's something about bananas that react with the ice and break down the cubes so that the shakes are nice and creamy. Now, something new I've been doing, which is purely optional, is to add a packet per person of Emergen-C. Not only does it enhance the flavor of the shake, but it also adds extra vitamins. With this combination, I've been using the cranberry pomegranate. Now I'm just going to add the ice cubes. I use between 10 to 12 ice cubes depending on their size. Now, I know this might sound a bit obsessive, but yes, I do count the ice cubes. I found that that's just the right amount to get the consistency of the shake that I like. But of course, experiment and find out what you like. Now I'm just going to put the top on and turn the blender on for about 10 seconds. I serve yogurt shakes as a beverage with dinner almost every night. They also make great mid-afternoon snacks, or if you're watching your weight, a filling breakfast or lunch. They only take minutes to make, and by the way, I don't actually measure anything except for the ice cubes. I only gave you those amounts as a guide. Play around with the recipe to see what suits your taste. I encourage you, if you haven't already, to make your own yogurt. Homemade yogurt consists only of milk and a starter culture from your previous batch, unlike most supermarket brands which have all kinds of additives in them. Plus, it's so much cheaper to make your own. I show you how to make yogurt using a thermos in episode 5 of Vegetarian Cooking for Carnivores. Give it a try. Now, don't forget, the recipe will be at the end of this video where you can push pause and copy it then. Check out my Facebook page called Vegetarian Cooking for Carnivores. Click like and you'll automatically receive new videos. I'm Bonnie Antonini, and we'll see you next time on Vegetarian Cooking for Carnivores.